What's up, Hambone here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the Xbox One release date, which was just announced less than an hour ago as I'm recording this, and more or less its effect that it will have on the PlayStation 4 sales, and vice versa, how the PlayStation 4's release date will affect the Xbox One sales. So, first things first, the Xbox One is set to release November 22nd, 2013, in 13 locations. They are Australia, Austria, Brazil, Canada, France, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Mexico, New Zealand, Spain, the UK, and the US. So, initially at launch, there will only be 13 countries that will be receiving the Xbox One, which isn't as much as the PlayStation 4 is having at launch. I think the PlayStation 4 is releasing in, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think it's like 20 locations worldwide. So, it's not as many. But from what I've come to understand, the Xbox One will be releasing in a lot of more countries beginning near the beginning of 2014. So the other countries will only have a couple months to wait if they're waiting for their Xbox One. So how will this release date affect the PlayStation 4 sales, and how will this release date affect the Xbox One sales? In my opinion, when it comes down to it, it's not going to affect anything. A week gap between the consoles, PlayStation 4 releasing in the US, then the Xbox One releasing everywhere else, then the PlayStation 4 releasing in everywhere else for them. It's not going to affect anything. It really isn't. That 1 week gap isn't going to matter. And the main reason that is because the PlayStation 4 right now is, from what I've read and what I've come to understand, they are barely going to meet the pre-order quota for the console. There might be an extra 1,000 out there that they are able to produce when it comes down to it, but it's not going to be many more. They're going to be able to, at least at this initial push, they're only going to be able to get the pre-order consoles out there. And even then, from what I understand, they're barely going to meet that. So, there's not going to be any extra PlayStation 4s lying around for people to come to just pick up. And the same thing can be said for the Xbox One, because the Xbox One just recently, literally like a day ago or the day before, increased their CPU speed. And if it was just a regular computer, they might be able to do something. I don't know, but I don't think they can increase the CPU speed on the Xbox One without not having it put together. So, it's not a computer where you can just go into the BIOS and flip some switches and stuff, and you're ready to go. I think they had to do it before they put it together. So that means that they're just now starting production for the Xbox One. And that means that they're just now starting the production. The Xbox One demand isn't as high as the PlayStation 4 is right now, but it's still pretty damn close to what the PlayStation 4's demand is. And that tells me that the Xbox One, Microsoft, they're going to just barely meet the pre-order demand as well. So when it comes down to it, there aren't going to be any extra consoles floating around for either side, whether you want a PlayStation 4, whether you want an Xbox One, maybe you want both. There's not going to be either floating around for either one. So sales aren't going to be affected either way. And the main reason I'm addressing this is because I've already seen people saying like, PlayStation 4 is coming out first, it's one, stuff like that, and like it's going to get so many more sales because it's coming out a week earlier in the United States and stuff, and it's not going to matter. To think, like I honestly, I started laughing when I read that. It's not going to matter. So when it comes down to it, sales aren't going to be affected other than what was pre-ordered. So also, if you haven't pre-ordered by now, you're kind of shit out of luck. If you're in the United States, I don't know if they have them in like the UK and stuff, or Europe. But if you go to Best Buy and you can pre-order from there, and then just try and get in line early, like a week earlier than the release date, because how Best Buy does their pre-orders, if you pre-order, you're not actually guaranteed the console. You're guaranteed a chance at the console, but you have to be like the first person in line pretty much to get it. So yeah, you could try doing that, but yeah, that's about it really. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a like, and check out the rest of my channel. If you like what you see, be sure to subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.